worked with 2 music video directors that we've done 2 videos with one guy and then 2 with the other. Right? Yeah. So I think the directors of Ace Norton being the guy that directed Call What You Want and Helena Beat, and then the Daniels, it's like a partnership. Their first name is both Daniel. Created or directed Don't Stop and Houdini. So it's kind of mixed between the 2 of them.
The end of the world and kids are the driving force of the world, so they've kind of taken over the world and they capture us. And it's kind of a little turn secret at the end. It's kind of a surprise, but yeah.
I don't think it's a surprise now. It's been out for like 6 months, but it's like the thing at the end is like you realize, you find out that the kids actually they used to be adults and they had this machine that can turn adults into kids. So they're just like capturing adults and holding them hostage and turning them into kids. That one, Helena Beat was definitely the scariest.
Yeah, I think we all got pretty hurt on the set of that.
I don't know if Ace told those kids like behind our backs or something, but that was like, just really like, I know you're supposed to look like you're supposed to really beat them up, but don't beat them up. Like, really hit them. And
they were getting intense. Punching, kicking, scratching.
I got my ears boxed in by a 7-year-old girl though.
You had your shin kicked too.
Yeah, the same girl kicked my shin really hard.
Yeah, I got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. For the first record, I think most of the songs, a lot of them were completed. Some of them had some parts that we worked out in the studio, but for the most part, there's a good outline, a good sketch. We've added some songs in the live show on this tour that we haven't been playing, but in terms of like brand new songs, we haven't. But the way that we play our songs in the live show has changed every tour. We kind of, at the beginning of every tour, we figure out a different way to play the songs. We'll switch things up, use different transitions, intros, outros, and so musically, it's they still are very fresh. Even if you've seen us play 3 times, it's not the same show.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the biggest challenge going from the record to the stage was how we're gonna pull this off live. So we spent a lot of time figuring out, how we were gonna cover all the different melodies and everything going on the record, because there's a lot of electronic elements, but then all the organic elements as well. So we actually had to bring a couple extra guys out on the road with us who are more or less part of the team now. And so with 5 guys on the stage, we all have multiple instruments. It took some time to figure out who's going to play what, but we've got it pretty well covered now.
I think one thing that I've noticed is that it's been reliable. There's been plenty of times when I've dropped my mic on stage, and
that thing's taken some abuse.
And it's a tank, like it just keeps working, which is great that I have a microphone that works during our live show.
Yeah, speaking of reliability, we were playing a show in Rio de Janeiro, and Mark, during the encore, decided to go not only out into the crowd, but up onto a balcony, which was up above the crowd, and so he sang the last verse of the last song from up on this balcony. And so he had to figure out how to get back to the stage, so we decided instead of going all the way back around to jump down into the crowd, and he had his mic in his hand, so he looked at me like, "You ready for this?" And he chucked it. It was probably a good, 30 or 40 feet. And the thing came like a bullet at me. And it was all hot and sweaty in there. And I went to catch it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I got this." And I grabbed it, and it just, like a stick of butter, just went straight through my hands. Went flying past me about 10 feet, hit the back wall, and just like, totally survived. Picked it up, still worked, no problem. I thought it was a goner for sure, but it was just, rock solid.
Yeah. They changed the game for us.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, when you have like monitors on stage, in the beginning it's like these things are feeding back, it's just noisier, you don't get as crisp of sound outside, out front of the house and people in the audience, because there's all this bleed coming from, everything on stage. And, for me as a singer, they've helped me to stay, just to hear myself better, to do a long sound check before every show, because it's like, it's very accurate and dialed in. I've been listening to a lot of Clash lately before the show. It's been pumping us up.
Yeah, it is kind of a common sound out of the green room right now.
Yeah.
And
Just
then,
getting super punk rock.
and then we do like a little thing right before we go on. We just bless each other. We just touch each other and say bless. I don't think we've ever done a show without doing that from the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like there's been several steps along the way that have been kind of benchmark moments, you know, where like even in the very beginning when we found out that we were on Hype Machine, at that time like we were just friends making music together. Like, holy cow, we're on this major website, man, we've made it. Like it felt like so massive. So like every step along the way, like doing SNL and doing the Grammys, like it's all just been like part of this wild uphill roller coaster. It's just been insane.
There's a few that stand out. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Montreal, we just played Montreal, and like those are, I think, our second time playing there, and both of those times playing there stood out. There's a great crowd. South America, the crowds were incredible, kind of all over the place. Mexico, it's really fun.
Australia's been great.
Australia's always been really good. Yeah.
Poland was actually really fun. We played our first show in Poland a couple months ago. It was
Yeah.
a great crowd, really fun show.
I find that when we play in places that like typically don't get like Western bands coming through there, that the people are just, you know, super enthusiastic and they're so appreciative. You know, it's like they're not like, you know, it's like London, LA, and New York are like pretty like spoiled with like good music coming through there, you know, all the time, and you can kind of feel it. Where it's like they're like, all right, show me what you got, impress me. You know, but like we played in like Jakarta, Indonesia, or like Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, or like Poland. You know, it's like they're just like, if they could jump 20 feet and like jump through the ceiling, they would. You know, it's like they're just out of control. They were great. The crowd loved it. And we had them actually come out and play like 15 minutes before our show even started, so they were almost like our opening act.
Yeah.
And like they're just playing all these, and it put the crowd in like perfect mood. Just like all these songs they grew up on, you know, since they've been kids. And like, and so everybody knew every word, the whole crowd's just singing, and it's like, I don't know, there's so much pride, I think, in that culture and in that tradition. It's like, it's, you know, it's, I feel like it just made everybody just feel like they were at home and ready to just, you know, party together.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously grown, but it's been cool. Kind of from the beginning, the demographic has always been pretty just, you know, spread out. Like, there's not really a typical Foster the People fan, because, you know, there's young kids and old grandparents and everybody in between, and everybody seems to enjoy it. So it's.
So I'm always impressed when there's like, you know, an older, like when my friends' parents are like more excited to come to the show than my friends are. You know? That's a pretty cool thing.
We just went to a water park in Texas.
Yeah, first time we've been to a water park since I was like 12 or something.
Yeah, it's
Being
been,
a kid,
it's been a
yeah.
while.
It's kind of an eye-opening experience, to be honest. It's fun though. It's nice to, yeah, we try to, like, every city we go in, you know, if we have a day off, try to do something to get away from, you know, what we're doing every day. Not that we're not enjoying it, but just to get outside of the music world and do something that's local in the culture
ordinary.
there or something, you know. Helps mentally, I think, for all of us. You know, we can bond in a different element.
No, we'll DJ. One of us will pop a phone into a stereo and just start to DJ until someone like
Complains.
and wants to change the music. Yeah.
It's kind of ever evolving. It's always.
But if we ever want to see our keyboard player get on a table and dance, we put on LMFAO. It's pretty much a given that he'll
Instant
get on a
party.
table and dance.
Yeah, we want to see Ice and Party Rock. That's the way to do it.